Are you tired of starting strong and then losing motivation even though you want success more than ever? What if I told you the easiest way to stay motivated every day has nothing to do with discipline, willpower, or grinding harder? You are not lazy. You're just playing the wrong game. Let me ask you something. How many times have you set a goal for your health, your money, or your relationships? Felt fired up for a week or two, and then watch that motivation slowly die. The problem is not that you lack motivation. The problem is what you are working on is either too hard or too easy. And if you click away now, you'll miss the one rule that explains why some people stay motivated for years while others burn out every single time. I've been exactly where you are. I've quit workouts, I've stalled financially, and I've gone through seasons where even showing up for relationships felt exhausting. I used to think motivated people were just wired differently. They're not. What changed everything for me came from a simple idea in Atomic Habits by James Clear called the Goldilocks rule. And once I applied it to my health, my wealth, and my relationships, staying motivated stopped feeling like a fight. Today, I'm going to show you how to use this rule in 3 practical steps so you can finally stay consistent even when you feel bored, tired, or just uninspired. And the last step is the one almost everyone skips. Step 1, the real reason motivation dies. The Goldilocks rule says you stay most motivated when you work on tasks that are just hard enough. Not too easy, not too hard, just manageable. Think about Goldilocks tasting the porridge. One was too hot, one was too cold. Only one kept her engaged. Your habits work the same way. When something is too easy, you get bored. When something is too hard, you get discouraged. Motivation lives right on the edge of your current ability. That edge is where progress feels possible. This is where flow happens. Flow is being in the zone. It's when time disappears and you feel fully locked in. And flow is not magic. It's created by working on challenges that stretch you just enough. Let me make this real for you. When I first tried to get back in shape, I made the classic mistake. I went all in. Hard workouts, big changes, zero margin for error. I was motivated for about a week. Then I was sore, tired, and mentally done. When I finally applied the Goldilocks rule, everything changed. Instead of crushing workouts, I focused on workouts that I could finish and feel proud of. They were challenging, but doable. I stopped quitting. Motivation stopped fading because I was finally playing at the right level. And this applies to you right now. If you keep falling off, the task is wrong, not you. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Step 2, why boredom is the real enemy. James Clear points out something most people do not want to hear. Really successful people feel just as bored and unmotivated as everyone else. They're not always inspired. They just show up anyway. This is where most people fail. They expect motivation to feel exciting forever. But as Machiavelli said, people crave novelty so much that even those doing well want change. Your brain wants new. That is why social media, video games, and apps hook you. They use variable rewards. Sometimes you get a hit, sometimes you do not. That uncertainty keeps you coming back for more. But real progress does not work that way. Progress requires repetition. The same thing, over and over. Progress requires repetition. The same thing, over and over. I learned this the hard way with money. Early on, I wanted fast results, big wins, quick changes. But the habits that actually built momentum, they were boring. Things like tracking expenses, saving consistently, investing regularly. Nothing exciting. No big dopamine rush. But those boring actions, done at the right level of difficulty, changed my financial trajectory. Once I stopped chasing novelty and started respecting consistency, motivation stopped being required because the system, the automatic system that I created, carried me forward. And this leads to the rule that separates professionals from amateurs. Step 3, professionals stick to the schedule. Amateurs wait to feel like it. Professionals show up no matter what. When something truly matters to you, you stick to it in any mood. Happy, tired, bored, frustrated. This does not mean forcing yourself through misery. It means adjusting the difficulty so that you can keep showing up. Lower the weight. Shorten the session. Simplify the task. But never skip the habit. Excellence is built by people who fall in love with repetition. They fall in love with boredom. This hit me hardest in my marriage. You see, my wife's love language is spending time together. Strong relationships are not built on grand gestures. They're built on showing up consistently, listening, checking in, being present. That can feel boring compared to big moments, but boredom is where trust is built. When I stopped trying to be impressive and focused on just being consistent, my relationship deepened. And motivation followed because progress became visible. You know what else is visible? That subscribe button below. Step 4, how to apply the Goldilocks rule today. Here's how you use this starting today. First, identify the habit you keep quitting. Comment below with the habit you are trying to stay consistent with. Second, ask yourself if it is too hard or too easy. Third, adjust the difficulty until it sits just outside your comfort zone. Fourth, commit to showing up even when it feels boring. This is the sweet spot. This is where motivation lives. Remember the reason you keep losing motivation. It was never because you were broken. It was because the challenge was wrong. Fix the challenge. The motivation takes care of itself. If you feel like your goals keep you stuck, overwhelmed, or starting over again and again, this video shows you what actually works. Let's keep going. Because success is not about intensity. It is about staying in the game long enough to win.